Hi, I'm Jake Johnson, and I'll be presenting a brief talk about the Cold War. Um, it was a big showdown between the communist ideals of the Soviet Union and the liberal democratic ideals of the capitalist USA. Even though there were no actual direct conflicts during that war, we still called it a war because it seemed like a fight could break out at the drop of a hat. Um, so some of the main outcomes of that war were the collapse of the Soviet Union, the dissolution of the Warsaw Pact. Most proxy wars that were parts of that also came to a close, and there were some significant reductions worldwide in just nuclear weapon stockpiles. Also, widespread peace in Europe. We've had the longest period of peace in history after the Cold War. Um, so, a timeline of the Cold War would be it began in 1945. Also, the Yalta Conference was in 1945. NATO formed to counter uh, in case of a Soviet attack, and that was in 1949. The Korean War, which was 1950 through 1953. Uh, the Soviets made the Berlin Wall. Yeah, that was in 1961. Cuban Missile Crisis in 1962. Vietnam War was 1965 through 1975. Um, and then the Berlin Wall fell, which was an indicator that the war was coming to an end. That was 1989. Soviet Union collapses in August 1991, and then the war ends also 1991. Um, so this is just a picture the of the world at that time. We have red means communist, blue means capitalist. You get the point. Um, and then we have some quotes. We have Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall, which is Ronald Reagan. And then we have the nuclear arms race is like two sworn enemies standing waist deep in gasoline, one with 3 matches, the other with 5. That's a quote by Carl Sagan. And then we have from Nikita Khrushchev, the survivors of a nuclear war would envy the dead. And then for lasting impact and significance, we have that fall of the Berlin Wall, the fall of the USSR. Now we have Russia. So now we have the longest period of relative peace in history. That's a pretty big deal. Um, and then for my people, I picked Bobby Fischer and Boris Spassky. So remember when I said everything was a proxy for the Cold War? I meant quite literally everything, even just a simple chess game. We have so that was chess game, and then so we have some accomplishments from both of these people, Bobby Fischer and Boris Spassky. So Fischer was the world's youngest chess grandmaster. He defeated the world champion Boris Spassky. He and became the world champion in 1972. He's the only American-born chess world champion and the only player ever to earn a perfect score at an American championship. Um, and then we have uh, for Boris Spassky, he has some accomplishments too. He was the 10th world chess champion. He played 3 world chess championship matches, held the title of world chess champion for 3 years, and defeated 6 world chess champions, not necessarily while they were the champion, but still an impressive feat. Um, so we have on this timeline, we have Fischer's born, which is March 9th, 1943, and then earlier than that, on January 30th, 1937, we have Spassky that is born. Spassky won his first Soviet championship in 1961, and Fischer won his first U.S. championship in 1964. Um, Spassky became world champion in 1969, and Fischer beat Spassky in 1972. Uh, Also in 1992, there was an unofficial rematch between Fischer and Spassky. Um, so we have some quotes by both of them. So we have a quote from Spassky that says, "When you play Bobby, it's not a question if you win or lose. It's a question if you survive." And then we have a quote by Bobby that's, "I don't believe in psychology, only good moves." And so here down in this corner, we have a map of Reykjavik, Iceland, which is where that match was held. And then up in the other corner, we see that's Fischer's winning moves. Um, so for lasting impact and significance, we have that like in the press, it was seen as a proxy for the Cold War. Fischer's win over Spassky really ended that Russian hold on that sport. Uh, the match opened the door for chess to become a less Soviet dominated event, which was 2 years after the Soviet Union had challenged the world to a chess tournament that they won. And then the match really popularized the game, causing a lot more people to learn how to play and more chess sets to be sold around the world. This is probably why a lot of people play it even today. So you can thank them for that if you play chess. Um, and then we have my citations, um, and that will be all. Thank you.